Hey everyone, it's Bree with Reads and Rituals, and I'm back with the reading. So, today we're going to talk about how to harness your shadow self. And I didn't get too much in the pre-shuffles, mainly about just kind of feeling out the energy with your body and using your primal instincts to gauge, whatever is most appropriate at the time. And, and basically what I'm hearing is on a case-by-case basis. So it may not necessarily always be the same outcome, because you're very transformative, like when things are going a certain way, and it may not be beneficial for the collective as a whole. I'm hearing Spirit is urging you to be like the overall peacemaker and just kind of like stand on what is right and stand on what you know is true. I'm here to stand on what you know is true. So we're gonna get started with some playing cards, classic. There could be some things that you're forgetting. So I'm hearing like documentation, as far as like documenting what important tasks you need to accomplish each day, in order of importance even. So we have King of Pentacles. So this will be essential to grounding in a stable energy and, performing a grounding exercise at least twice a day. We have Nine of Wands in reverse. So there could be some pent up burdens that you've been releasing lately, and, you've had to take a significant risk. Basically with the energy around you, not knowing the full picture of, what's going on, but you're just standing on faith and you're believing that whoever or whatever could be possibly going against you. With the Five of Cups in reverse, you're looking at whatever cups are still standing up, so to speak. So yeah, and also saying affirmations 3 times a day. Like, this is just kind of like a whole reprogramming ordeal. There's too many cards. So Spirit, let's get, some cards on the current energy. We have the Hermit. So you could be going in, introspecting to find the light within you, to find some sort of enlightenment, through the suffering. You could be going through like some internal suffering with the Nine of Cups, like some type of silent suffering. But this is happening so you can come to some sort of realization. You have the Fool in reverse. So this is not something new to you. This is something that you've been doing for quite a while. But I'm hearing like your intuition is still not as spot on as you would like it to be. So we have the Sun, when I break the deck, in the Five of Pentacles. So even though you could be feeling like a sense of contentment and that you're finding like your purpose in life, that you feel like you're the only one who understands the bigger picture, and you know exactly how it will benefit everyone involved. I'm hearing like humanitarian vibes worldwide, but it's kind of like a trickle down system where certain energies would like to know like who receives what first, and everything is like in an order of hierarchy. So we have the Two of Cups. You've already come in union with yourself, but I feel like your soul family is reaching out to you energetically with the Empress in reverse, and they're just not sure because they, you could be entering a circle that's already pretty tight knit, and they just want to make sure, just like you have with people in your life and people from your past, you've been like examining their actions, their motives, what they've been saying for a long time, and then you made that final decision to set certain boundaries and to keep those boundaries in place firmly. So we have the Six of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups. So you feel like this could be like something that could like, you don't want your incoming soul collective or just people that you're networking with. You could be building an entrepreneur, like you could be becoming an entrepreneur, and you're looking for mentors, and they want to know how much you know and how serious you are about what you know with the Nine of Wands in reverse before they put those boundaries down. They see you as the Queen of Wands, taking action, confident, and being attractive also helps, for image purposes. But the thing is, like, they just want to know if you're set, if you're like, if you have the wherewithal, if you have the skin in the game to come up against whatever may come up, like anything that could come up, if you know how to like react in a way that's smart, that's intuitive, that's innate, that's primal, with Two of Swords, not confused. It's also in a way that they just want to know if you can think on your feet. With the Queen of Swords in reverse, you could already be the Queen of Swords energy, and even though you've done this in your own personal life, they want to know if you can apply this like on a worldwide scale with Eight of Swords in reverse. If you can free yourself in the same way that you freed yourself before, for the greater good of humanity and for your own highest good, with Six of Swords in reverse. So Spirit is conveying that this is a difficult path with Nine of Pentacles, but it will continue to build the bridge to your future as far as like your independence and your stability and your tenacity and your strength, and that your strength will finally be recognized in ways that it hasn't been recognized before in the past. So let's get playing cards from this deck. So Spirit, what is like initially the collective like needs to focus on as far as harnessing their shadow side, having an outlet creatively, having a place where you can get out a narrative, so to speak, of what you've been going through. Oh, this is actually, I didn't even take out the card that was supposed to like be taken out, kind of like that socials and advertising card. So you could be using your social media to get your content out, and it even says get a seat at the table. So I feel like that's what you've been doing, trying to get a seat at the table, but you're not trying to do it for like, clout reasons. You're trying to do it because you actually have really factual, really knowledgeable, and productive ways of going about what you're doing. And it's like at this point, whoever these people are that you're attracting, they've already had long-standing success, so they're not necessarily trying to hear what you have to say because they feel like you're more inexperienced with the Knight of Cups, that you're more inexperienced and you're trying to just do this for your own like delulu, lovey-dovey, rainbows and rabbits. I'm hearing rainbows and rabbits. So they could be feeling like you're the Energizer Bunny is what I'm hearing. Like, you just like get an idea and then you run with it and then you don't think about the consequences. So we have Eight of Wands in reverse. So things could just kind of be like at a pause or a standstill. I'm hearing like loan shark too. Like you could be also be attracting the, you could be gaining the attention of investors, potential investors, with the Four of Swords. So you could be resting, rejuvenating, reflecting, meditating, focusing on exercise, moderation. So they want to know if you can like exercise your passions in moderation, or do you just use your passions and your gifts when you feel like you need to use them, like on your own accord? Like, will you do this in a group consciousness? Because you could be someone who's been a lone wolf for a really long time with Eight of Cups, leaving a bunch of situations, and it's like it's not like it's necessarily alarming because they understand your reasoning, but they want to know, like, if you really were to be in a group that aligns with your beliefs. This is another card that was supposed to like be taken out of the deck. It says get lost in space. Like, will you get lost in space of your own, like, of your own accord, or like will you stand on group consciousness? And then they're assuring you that you'll still be able to be an individual that has their own values, that has their own morals. But at the end of the day, this is kind of something that's required. It's kind of like a take it or leave it energy, which is why you've been on your own for a while, but it's like you do need some form of help. You could be thinking this is some form of deception, or they could be thinking that you're deceptive and that you don't understand like the greater good of like how the world works. Like, you don't understand how the world works, and that you're in this like idealized fantasy land. And even though what you've been doing thus far has worked out beautifully and immensely for you, it's like, can this same energy be applied on a grander scale? With Three of Wands in reverse, they're ready to work with you ASAP, but it's almost like they're like, are you ready to be put up to the test? They could already been testing you. They could have already been watching you for a while before they even approached you. They could have watched you go through this ending in the past year, a significant ending in your life where, you analyze the thoughts, the motives, the actions of whatever individuals or energies around you, and they saw like how you acted. Once again, we got Nine of Cups. So they want to bring you this offer, but they're bringing it to you slow because they don't want you to mess up what's already been built and put in place. Because if these, you're finally getting into a room with those who really have like-minded capabilities, but the thing is, they don't really know like how much you really align with that, with the Judgment card. So there still could be some things in play, and they feel like you could be like a performer, like a do-gooder, basically. Like you have this overachiever, golden child energy about you, and you could have ended up being the golden child or overachiever child growing up in your own situation, but then when you decided to step out on your own, you became the scapegoat with Page of Cups in reverse and the Three of Wands. So it's like left you in this waiting energy with no offers, and you just kind of been like in your own energy. But it's to the point where like you're gaining the attention of people from your past, strangers, teachers, other religious leaders. And it's like I was saying in a couple of readings before, it's like, what are you gonna do about that with the Hanged One? Because you are powerful, and they do recognize your power that you possess. But it's like, how are you gonna use it? Because at the end of the day, like, people are catching on, like they're galvanizing about you, they're gathering up, they're talking with Eight of Swords in reverse about how you've been so free and how you've been standing on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down. But with Death in reverse, are you able to like continuously transform with the rest of this group who's already been acquainted with each other for quite some time? If you can like get in where you fit in, so to speak, and like not really disrupt. And they know that things are gonna change because you're around, But at the end of the day, like when people are inviting a new energy with the King of Wands, things are gonna change very drastically. But they just want to make sure, like with the King of Cups, that it's aligning correctly to what is going on, because you don't want to be a part of something and then you're stuck in it, and then you're having to like so-called Seven of Swords in reverse, like escape again. They feel like you could be an escape artist, that when things don't agree with you, you're not willing to compromise with the Hierophant. You're just like, oh, okay, I don't fuck with that, I'm about to bounce. And like, that's not about to work, because once you know certain things, like, you can't unknow it. So, they're basically like, well, you just gonna have to be like on pause for hecka long, and because we can't, if we were to like include you right now with the Two of Cups, that's like too risky. It's almost like, are you an asset or are you a liability? So yeah, like, this is some real shit. I'm hearing big business. You stand on your little business, but can you stand on big business? Can you let go of your hang-ups, and can you actually tune into other energies and compromise with them? Because you could say like, oh yeah, I'm an easy person to get along with, I'm very like amicable, you could be a charming person yourself. They could think like you have manipulative qualities, and that you're using your like niceness and kindness as a manipulative tactic, like playing that sweet, nice energy. It's almost like they think you're a villain, but like disguised. Like, they think you're like, a little wolf or something. Like, you're like, but like a feral, like a rabbit. I'm hearing like a rabid animal, like some stray animal who thinks they could just come in and like disrupt whatever flow is going on with the Fool in reverse. But you're like, nah, like, you're the Empress, and you feel like your energy and your actions should speak for yourself. But with the world, it's like a explanation is being demanded from you. And you could be feeling anxiety about this offer. And at this point, it's like you're already too deep in it because of your innate knowledge. You could have like knowledge that supersedes, common, maybe they've already introspected and was like, dang, we didn't even understand this until this stage. How could this person already understand this? With the Two of Wands and the globe, it's like you already see the vision so clear and so concise. It alarms them. They're like, who's your intel? Who's your accomplice? Stuff like that. With the Seven of Pentacles, who have you really been working with secretly behind closed doors? Are you getting some type of like secret intel from somewhere? And you're like, no. With the Six of Wands, I just went within. Like you're saying, I literally got all this from within, and like they don't believe that. With the Four of Cups, so they're not wanting to take this opportunity right now. It's not that they're not willing to take it at all, but with Justice in reverse, you feel like you're stuck in the same sabbatical, the same shit show where no one believes you, and you're wanting a new beginning, and this is what you've been asking for, and now you're so close to getting it with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, you're protected and karma is still working out in your favor. They know that you're chosen. And in a way, it's like they're hesitant because with the Page of Wands, it's like, how much do you really need to learn from them? They think you're going to like try to supersede some sort of authority that's already been put in place with the Four of Wands upright. Like, this is some long-standing, paradigm, long-standing foundation that's already been put in place. And you have the tools, and it's not even like you can just be left to your own devices with the devil, because whatever is already intertwined with what's already being. We got Six of Wands again, and it's like they know that Two of Wands again. You have the potential to really help this collective within the collective win with Six of Swords and move on to calmer waters. But it's almost like you're asking them too, like, well, what are your motives and this and that, and they're being real secretive. But you're like the Nine of Wands in reverse. You're like, but then they're like, well, you're by yourself, like you can, we expect you to do that, but we have, like, they don't want to reveal their innermost secrets just to you because they don't know who you're like colluding with, so to speak. We got Six of Pentacles. You're like, no, I just want to do equal give and take. I'm on facts. I'm factual. I'm truthful. This and that. And once again, you're feeling like you have to prove yourself. They could have looked up your birth chart. You could have told them about, with the Hermit card, like what you do in your spare time, what you do on a daily basis. It's like you're telling them, you're showing them, they've studied you, they've watched you, and now once again you feel like you're juggling these idea sets, and you're with Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You're like, well, I can't even feel like I can, you're like, well, should I just stop whatever the heck or just take a new approach? And at this point, you've already attracted, with the Ten of Wands, you've already attracted too much attention, and you didn't realize that what you were practicing or what you were doing was affecting the world on such a large scale with fast motion. You didn't realize how fast, domino effect, snowball effect, that things were taking place with protection. Your sacral chakra is protected though, but it's almost like, they're just keeping a real close eye on you, and there is some evil eye too, because there could be even people within that group that you don't really know of that is envious of your gifts and your confidence, and that you're just so sure about what you know and how you know it. And you could be seeing these energies as karmic. They could be seeing you as karmic. So once again, you're just facing it's like, why with this right now? It's like, why with everybody else? You feel like, why with everybody else? People, other people get welcomed, and you have to get with confirmation, questioned and interrogated about, what you have going on, what tables have turned. And you're like, well, I thought this was gonna go this way, but with planning ahead, I'm hearing Spirit is just saying to move with swiftness and calculated, but still be natural. It's like, how do you act natural when you know you're being evaluated, subconscious? So it's like you could be really paying attention to what's going on subconsciously. You got protected again. Your crown chakra and your sacral chakra is protected, and they could be respecting your crown chakra and respecting your creativity, because they want to see, I'm hearing Show Me What You Got by Jay-Z. They want to see what you got to offer. They want to see what canceled in reverse. They want to invite you, but in a way you're already invited, but you're, they think, both of y'all think it's bad intentions involved. You want to come and shake shit up years, and you want to mess up. I'm hearing years of what has been going on. Like I said, once again, this is just related to collective energy, with how many times you're and you're just kind of here we go again with the same old song. You're an empath. You could be an intuitive empath. You could be claircognizant. So maybe they don't understand your claircognizance, which is your inner knowing, with keep it a buck. And I feel like you've been doing this out of survival. So they're like, well, can you, what can you, offer us? And you're like, well, I thought this is supposed to just be some, unconditional shit. Why am I still involved in this transactional energy? With illusion. But they're saying, you're not in all the way. So, no one's gonna, what you wish. It's you're still on the outside looking in, but they feel with all cat, they're on the outside looking in with you, and that you're not telling everything that needs to be told. So, heart chakra. They want to know what pushes your buttons as far as what's important to you. These could be some you could be involved with some soul family goons. These could be some spiritual goons, and they're not to be played with toxic. You could see that as toxic, but to them that's loyal to you. With separation, and that's what and they're well, that's what separates us from everyone else, and you know, you have that whole same view, like you versus, not even verse, but like you and everyone else, like the difference, and you've tried to like be pleasant and work with these people and really like put a lot of time and effort into what you've done in your life, and it's like they're not validating what you've been through, and you've tried to explain this 50 way to Sunday, and now you feel like you're moving backwards again. You know, it's like, what is this, spirit? Once again, you know, they're captivated by your good vibes though, and it's not like you're not interested. So we got 5 to 9 years, and time will tell. They could have been watching you for the last 5 to 9 years, and you didn't know that. Or maybe like around year 3 or 4, you started realizing like, okay, like somebody is like, you know, when you started like your platform maybe, or you started like speaking up about what was going on in your life, or move on in reverse, they couldn't help but be intrigued and to learn more about your story. Like I said, you don't realize who you really impact when you post on social media. You don't know who, even if you don't have like really like a lot of followers or a lot of engagement or a lot of views, it's like it just takes one person to go to another person, and you know, it could have spread word of mouth style. You know, you could be an oracle, you could be a priestess, you know, and you're psychic. So they felt like, you know, if you're psychic, you know, they knew eventually this day would come, and you knew eventually you would meet people who match you, and they're like, we more than match you, but do you match us? Because it's almost the same thing, like you up against somebody else, and it's like you don't see it as like a competition or like up against anything. And it says flames of desire, let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. So you could have expressed to them that you're a light worker, you know, like I said, and this was kind of tying into that partner energy who's like more in their shadow. And it says re-energizing the natural world. So like I said, grounding is just really important right now, because they just don't know, like they don't understand how you move. And it's not even like you understand how they move, but it's like in a way like they're just like, it says you are caught up in drama reverse. They know that like you're not about the drama, and you cast a spell with your existence. They don't want to admit how much they do want you, but they still want you to prove yourself, because that's what everyone else had to do. And it's almost like you already proved everything, but because of how everyone else was like initiated in there, you have to do the same thing because of protocol. But follow your vision, never lose sight of what's really important. So now you're trying to divvy up, you know, they want to see how you work your magic. I mean, yeah, like with the, you know, you cast a spell with your existence. They want to see how you work your magic with the King of Cups, and they want to give you the world. They want you to be a part of their world, and they want to show you like the finer things in life. And you're like, what is the finer things in life? Like, you don't really care about, I'm not saying you don't care about material abundance, but you're mainly just about like being functional, like functionality. Of course you want comfortability, but you're about functionality. Once again, we have the solar plexus chakra, number 21. So they feel like you could be like in this sort of like coming, I'm hearing coming of age or something. You could be like a younger person, like a young adult, and you're like, and they see like how you're maturing, and these people or energies could be like a bit older than you. It says, I am strong and determined, and they really see like what you could bring to the table. They just, like I said, it's just kind of like protocol, so to speak. Like, you're kind of anxious and nervous about being in a group again, like, because every time you've been in a group, it's been like the group gets divided over you, because in a way, like, you know, from your past, you like, people, they're not like, what the heck went wrong, like, what the hell went wrong before. And it's not like they're blaming you or them. They just want to know. And they even could be going to people from your past saying, like, what did she do? What did you do? Like, why aren't y'all fucking with each other? Because they want to fuck with you, but they don't want, it's like they don't want what happened with your people in your past to happen with them. Because they know your value and you know your value. And you don't want to just, like, stop what you're doing. And they're like, well, you're going to have to, like, stand down because, like, it's causing too much, like, calamity or whatever with the hang one. So you feel like the hang one, like, you're just hanging from a thread because, you know, you have this pure energy, but there's so many, like, conflicting opinions and gossip and, like, slander and just, like, rumors. So you could be having rumors said about you, and, you know, they're trying to figure out what's true and what's not true. Yeah, 3 of Cups, 8 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Cups. They do want to celebrate you, and they have been, like, celebrating you behind closed doors, 10 of Wands, because I'm hearing that they're really impressed with Strength in reverse. You know, they think you could be, like, in your shadow self, like, they think you could be, like, a badass, and, you know, but I'm hearing, like, if anything, you balance both your light and your dark with the Hierophant. That's your tradition. And they could be trying to convince you to, like, go another way. And you're like, this is exactly what I've been trying to avoid. Like, you know, you want someone who's gonna, or a family, soul family, whoever, like, business partners who are gonna align with whatever your truth is, throat chakra, heart chakra. Your truth, more than money, more than materialism, more than, like, companionship. You just want to express your truth in the most authentic way possible. So Page of Cups, they're trying to figure out, in 10 of Pentacles, how to bring about the offer that will serve everyone in the end with the world. Like, this could be like I said, you could be attracted to people who are in politics with 3 of Swords and the Emperor. So like I said, those powers that be, those monopoly powers, those 4 heart chakra cards and those 4 throat chakra cards, and they just don't want you to threaten whatever's going on, but you've already caused a buzz is what I'm hearing. So, you know, just move very carefully is what I'm saying. It's not like you're not protected, but you don't want to, like, deter or alter or stir up something too much to where you're compromising your own position, like, to the point where, like, you're compromising your freedom. You didn't even realize your power until they kind of started to tell you. We have 8 of Swords upright, so yeah, you don't want to get yourself hemmed up spiritually or hemmed up physically. And they're not trying to scare you per se. It's just that they don't know how to, like, react to you with Ace of Wands in reverse. They don't know how to react. They don't know how to even start some type of, like, connection with Page of Wands. I'm hearing this is Knight of Wands in reverse. Let me just take a little moment. But this is related to your purpose, and they kind of don't want you to supersede what's already been in place. There could be people there already who have a certain position, who have a certain role, and those dynamics are going to be changed because of you. And you just bring about great change, and then you transform very, like, quickly and swiftly. They see you, they know you, they've seen you, you know. But once again, like, it's almost like that energy, like, with how many times they think they know you better than you know yourself. But you've been through this so many times. Endings, because people thought one way, and they're even trying to get insight, and you could be thinking, like, oh, like, you're already, like, betraying me by, like, going to people from my past and asking them what went wrong. But it's like they're concerned, you know. They're saying it's out of concern, it's out of care and love, but you think it's because of, like, some type of power play or power struggle. And once again, you're like, this is really what the world is about. Like, you could be, like, you know, like a real life peacemaker, and you're like, I'm not about this type of, like, push and pull. You're not about the friction. You're not power hungry or anything like that. You're about true companionship and collaboration. But they want you to know there's nothing, part of your shadow self and learning about that is embracing the power that you have and yielding that power. But once again, they don't want your power to just burst out, and then it's like they want to like help you hone in your power. Like this group wants you to be, they all want to be your mentor. Like they want to mentor you as a group and like nurture your gifts and your talents. But it's like, you're like, are you trying to do this? Like, what are you trying to do this for? Like, yeah. So it's just a lot of like inquiring going on with Keep It a Buck. But I feel like they're protecting your crown chakra and your sacral chakra though, because they, in a way, it is for their own like whatever they had going on before. But it's like at the same time, you are being protected because you can contribute so much, you know. And it's like you're really about the principle. It's about the principle with Eight of Wands. Like, you're ready to dive into this too, but it's like how they want to know the pace. Like with Five of Cups, they don't want to be in regret for like, you know, silencing you like other people have silenced you, and then you have to work your way out of it, and then you have to like live under, like live in disguise, or like be back in like the spiritual closet or something, and like work your way back out into like your own level of truth with the Magician. Because it's like, it's basically like some type of conundrum going on, and you're like at the center with the Star in reverse. You're the star of like, you're like the center of what's going on, and you didn't know this with the Ten of Cups. Like, this could possibly bring you a Ten of Cups, but both sides of this are like really hesitant with the Justice card, because first we got the Justice card in reverse in the other deck, and now it's upright. So it's like, it's just this going back and forth. And Four of Wands, once again, like, and you see it's 4 different hands holding up the wand, and this is like the moon. So it's like you don't know what's going on, and you don't feel confident about, you know, everything that you worked for and built. Seven of Pentacles upright, just all of a sudden being like bulldozed by other magicians that you could possibly really fuck with, all because of some misunderstanding. With Page of Swords in reverse, so they could be heavily watching you, you know, monitoring you, and like they told you this. They didn't tell you at first, but now you know, and now they've acknowledged that you know, and that now you know, and so you just feel like already pretty slighted by them with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Like, you're like, okay, like, I see what you're saying, but it's kind of given, like, but they're like, we ain't like that, stuff like that. And they're even saying they can help heal and like make things right with people from your past. Be so like, you know, the world could be a better place or something with Four of Swords. They just want you to be peaceful about it. You know, they're not saying stop what you're doing, but they're just saying like move with more like grace, like move with more like, move more thought out. Like, you just kind of like, oh, okay, like you listen to your intuition, and then you just boom, you do it, and that's what's been working for you. Three of Wands in reverse. It's like you don't wait, like, but it's like with them, it's like when you know how like you have a group of friends and you're about to make a certain like crucial decision, you go to your friends first. So it's almost like they want you to act like you're already in the group by going to them and like getting it proved by them. And you're like, okay, what the hell? Like, I've been doing this on my own, and now I gotta like submit to y'all in this way, but then I can't get that same energy back just because I'm on my own. And then you're like, make that make sense. The King of Pentacles in reverse, you don't feel stable like that. And the Lovers in reverse, you don't feel like you feel like, once again, like you're being given an ultimatum, and that's what it's feeling like with Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And they're like, you know, low-key threatening you, low-key, high-key threatening you, strength in reverse, with this like double team, triple team energy. And you're the Queen of Cups in reverse, and you're like starting to feel like real anxious and erratic with the Moon, because you're like, I really had my own shit going on, and now like I done fucked around and, you know, by shit, you know, and you think, once again, you fucked around and something's up with you. But it's really, I'm hearing, don't be phased too much. Like, just try to be genuine with you. You've already been being genuine. Like, you're like, they just don't get your lingo, like your mannerisms, like they don't get it. Like Judgment in reverse, they don't understand what you mean by balancing your light and your dark. They're like, well, you're either light or you're dark. You're not both. Like, but you're like, well, I can make it both, and it's both been working for me, and they can't argue with that either. So it's like, now they're like, well, fuck, if we get her in this shit, we gotta change our whole shit. You're like, no, like this could be worked out. Like, and it's like, you're trying to work from the outside in, they're trying to work from the inside out with Eight of Pentacles. So it's like, y'all are already working together and mixing energies. Flowers could be significant. They want to hand you your flowers. It's like they want to give you this recognition, these accolades, but you're like, I'm not about the accolades. And that's how they reward things in that community, with accolades. And you're like, I'm really just about the greater consciousness, the greater good. It's like, you understand all perspectives. You understand every perspective. And that's the thing. You understand, you understand, you overstand every perspective. And they're like, well, what, since you're just like so agreeable, you have to have some type, they're saying like, you're too agreeable. Like, you have to have some type of like firm yes or no, for or against stance on something. Okay, I'm hearing that real heavy with Knight of Swords. Like, they're trying to like, okay, you have to have like a firm, and that is your stance. Your firm stance is like, you're all, if it's gonna like, I don't know. This is probably your first time really thinking on a grand scale, because you didn't even think shit was gonna get to this point this fast with the fast motion card that we got in Two of Wands. You naturally operate in the Two of Wands. Like, you're naturally good, like gifted, or you're just, or because of your survival or whatever the fuck you had to go through, it's like, it's natural. It's like innate. It's primal. You can't explain it, because they're like, well, how do you do this? There has to be some type of method. There's no method. It's like that. It's like instantaneous knowledge, like clear cognizance. Like, that's like this inner knowing, and the information like basically comes out of like nowhere, but you're so confident about it, and you end up being right like majority of the time. With the High Priestess, they're like, oh shit, like this bitch not playing. Like, you see how she has like, you know, this kind of giving me like Harley Quinn vibes, with the one white long hair and then the black. Like, you harness both like the fuck good, like, and they're like, dang, you could really use her. But then you like, dang, you really trying to use me and shit. But Six of Wands, like, they could have a victory with you. Nine of Wands in reverse, they want to put their guard down and just celebrate. But then when the celebration is over and it's time to get back to the get back, it's like, with the Tower in reverse, it's like, okay, like, are you just gonna be like, I agree with everything and everyone, I don't want no problems. It's like, you gotta be, they want you to fight for something. And I'm like, they don't see that you've been fighting this whole time. Like, whatever you think you're fighting for, they don't think that's worth fighting for. You know, it's like the whole stand for something, fall for anything. But you're like, I am standing for something, but whatever you're standing for, they're like, no, that's the easy way out. Like, you're not standing for something. You're just trying to agree with everything. Like, you want to be all even. Like, you don't want to one up. And that's just, it's like the whole, it's mentality based. They're just they're not understanding or understanding or overstanding. They're not like understanding the concept or like understanding the concept of your Seven of Pentacles. Like, why are you so like firm about this? And you're like, I don't know, like maybe it's because you could possess alien energy, like you're not from this planet. Like you could be a type of starseed that, came here on a certain mission, and now, the mission just got a whole lot more complicated with Two of Swords and Page of Pentacles. So you're willing to learn. You're like, well, I'm willing to learn and see the perspective, but then they're not really giving too much up about the perspective. So you could be feeling like this stuck energy right now. And you're like, chill out, like it's all good. And they're like, well, it has to be something. Three of Wands, like there has to be something like negative about you. And you're like, I'm not saying you're not saying you don't have negative qualities. And maybe that is the negative quality, that you don't want smoke with people in the end, but you have to go through some type of smoke to get the no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, like, things have to get worse before they get better type shit. And that's kind of like what they were afraid of, the whole like you shaking shit up. Once again, you're feeling Eight of Swords, Three of Wands in reverse. Like you don't even have time to really debate and let this marinate and sit with yourself about it. With the Ace of Swords, like they want you to make a decision now. They want you to answer now with the Four of Pentacles, and they're not letting it go. And you're like, what is all this? Like, why are people so pressed with the Seven of Wands about boundaries that you put up? And then they want, and whoever it is wants you, past, present, and future. It's like this is your cross to bear on your mission here on this earth. With the Four of Wands is your stability being tested because of long-standing ways of thinking and being. And it's like these people internally want change too, and they know that you could offer like the insight that they need to make said changes. Once again, Two of Cups. They feel like y'all are like very compatible. With Eight of Wands in reverse, though, it's making them like hesitate. It's just giving hesitation, because but that's why you came to this earth. And it's like, who told you? It's like, you're like, I believe in past life. Once again, they're worried. They're worried and concerned about your religion and how you came up with your religion and what religion that you're gathering from. With Queen of Swords, why did you leave one religion but you still follow this? And it's just like it's like you're being interviewed or whatever. With Five of Wands in reverse, and they're like, we don't want to quarrel because we could quarrel together. But it's like, quarrel about what? And it's like that's what they're not revealing, which makes sense to you with Ace of Cups in reverse, because you're like, I'm so-called wrapped up in something, and if I knew what it was, like, they feel like you wouldn't move genuinely because you're trying to like save face, and they're trying to see what you would do to a Pentacles on your own. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it's very stressful for you, the collective, with Five of Cups in reverse, because you just got out of this feeling of regret for the decisions you've made, and then you realize it was right for you, and now like it's like not even 6 months to a year goes by, and like you're already being like prospected. I'm hearing like drafted, like like sports, like they trying to draft you, and it's like you ain't even sign up for this, and they're like, well, you're already like in too deep. And it's like, how do you know you're in too deep if they're not telling you nothing? But then like you have nobody else to go off of, and it's like they have the upper hand because they could still be skewing the narrative by saying, oh, you're in too deep, but they're just saying that because they're trying to be manipulative and get you to sway your decision on like how to act. And it's like you don't even have that knowledge, you don't have that like to go, you don't have any like other like ways to understand or understand like how to make the right decision and go about it the way you need to, but you understand the concept. So it's like you're like, give me some time, like but it's like they're talking about, you know, time is of the essence and all this other stuff. So let's just get a couple of I know I got a lot of cards out, but these messages are coming in fast. Like I said, strong Knight of Swords energy, strong Knight of Swords, Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles energy, Four of Pentacles. But then it's like they know that you are still gonna go on your path and you can't let it go. I don't know. It's just kind of like who wants who more. It's like you know, it's definitely mutual. It's very mutual. It's like it's very mutual. Cross the bridge of happiness. It leads over the depths of your emotions. And maybe you and this group have tried to let each other go, and but then like you get curious about them, they get curious about you, and then y'all are back in communication. But you can't really get in where you fit in because like there's this hesitancy about, you know, what you're really about. And like regardless of how many years they watch you and stuff, it's like I'm like, and then you're like, okay, well, what about the times when I didn't know you were watching me and you saw how I was moving and blah blah blah. Like, and it says listen to eternal song of your soul in reverse. You've already proved it. But it's like how else? Like they need you to pass the test though their way, and you understand that too. But it's like, okay, like what else do I need to do at this point? Because it's the same concept. Even though they're proposing different things, they could be sending people in like, and I'm hearing prank. It's not a prank, but it's like you prank. Like this is not a game, and it's like they're like it's not a fucking game. And it says release your creative energies, make use of them in your life. They want to like, you know, and you feel like, oh, you're just trying to exploit my gifts, blah blah blah. Like, but they're like, you've been where you've been, and we haven't been where you've been. You haven't been where we've been. So how do we merge these energies? What nature is calling you? They could be wanting you to get outside more. You know, with the Hermit card, it could be like, well, why are you inside so much? And you told them why, because you had to protect yourself, guard your energy, you know, introspect properly, and that's been the best way. But they're saying like getting outside more, like, you know, going for a run, going for a walk, going to the store, or like if you usually like sit and meditate, you know, in your living room or whatever, like go to a park and meditate or something. Like just get out more, and like they want to see how you interact with other people and how you respond to certain situations. So what else, Spirit? Let me take a little pause again. I usually try to get my readings to an hour, but this one the messages are just spewing out, and I don't know, it feels like it's a simple, like it's a straightforward concept, but it's the actions are like really, it's like you have, you know, deliberate actions. It's like, okay, still live your life, but you're being tested. It's like, okay, you knew that, but like now you're like for real being tested by like physical energies, and it's like pretty pretty like scary. Like it's like you're scared, and you're like, what the heck? Like why is this happening to me again? And once again, it's your cross to bear, blah blah blah. And now you're like even questioning yourself, like, am I even acting authentically? Because now I know that I'm being like monitor heavy. Page of Swords in reverse. Like now I know this. Like how do I even know and trust myself? So now you could be working on self-trust. So you could be writing more things down. Like I said, writing down your priorities. They want to see like the footwork. That's what it is. They want to know like your footwork and like your planning, like with planning ahead and how many times, like how long does it take? Like it's that intricate, it's that detailed. They want to see how your crown chakra and your sacral chakra works, because if you're claircognizant, that means your crown chakra is getting these receptive messages from somewhere, and they're like, well, where is it? You know, and you didn't even think that far ahead. You were just like, I'm getting it from like spirit, the realm, the astral. They want to know like if you astral travel, like they want to know like lucid dreams, like how do you get your you know, innate knowledge. Like you could, maybe you gotta start a dream journal. Like, and in a way, it's helping you to realize yourself too. They're like, well, we're actually helping you too, and they just want you to go on faith instead of like questioning their motives. And of course, you're right by doing that, but they're just like, oh, like, think about how this is helping you too, you know? And it's like everybody, and you're like, well, how can you be, you know, they're like, how can you be someone who doesn't expect nothing out of anyone else? But, you know, in a way, like, this is the time for you to finally get to the answers that you've been searching for, collective. Like, and you know, it may be a pressing issue. It is a pressing issue. But in the end, it is going to free yourself. And regardless of the outcome, okay? Regardless of if you have to be paused or silenced or on call or something for now, you know that it's bigger than you. And, you know, like, it's kind of like how life is going for you. And once again, practicing that acceptance that this is like the situation you're in, this is the predicament you're in, and now you have to really stand on it. Like you saying, you stand on business, but now they really want to see, like, are you going to stand on big business, or are you just going to stand on your own business? Like, are you actually going to, you say you want to be this, because they're like, okay, we see how you move, we see what you be posting, like, you say you want to do this, you say you want to help people, well, we'll prove it. And, like, now, like, you're getting the opportunity, and, you know, yes, it's scary, it's concerning, it may be alarming to you, but they don't want you to get too scared, but they want you to still understand the seriousness and, like, the cautionary tale that it could possibly happen or, like, portray. So they're like, okay, think about what you've been through in the past. Like, they're mentoring you now. Like, they're actually putting you to the test, and you just didn't think it was going to work like that. You know you're not in a la-la land, but you're like, this is my real life. And they're like, okay, well, this is it. Like, you basically, like, you're outnumbered again, and now you got to stand on it, you know, again. And, like, and whether you trust it or not, like, you know, just use the tools you've acquired in the past. This could kind of be like a real letdown with, yeah, the 9 of Cups in reverse. You're like, dang, like, this is how it gotta be. Like, and it's making you feel more jaded. Your heart chakra could be feeling, like, stiff. Your chest could be feeling stiff. Your shoulders and your neck. And they're like, okay, well, then fix it. Like, do your yoga, do this, do that. And it's like, damn, like, damn. Okay, like, shit, like, damn. Like, that's all I can say is, like, damn, like, really, the fuck, like, okay, but it's like, what? You're, like, just in shock. There you go. Like, you're just in shock, and they're like, oh my gosh, hurry up already and do the shit. And you're like, that's not part of the, like, that's not how I, like, get your inspiration. You don't just, like, you know, they see you jumping, they think you jumped the gun and stuff, and they're like, okay, well, go jump the gun now. But it's not that black and white, even though this is what we've been discussing. Like, you do resonate in more of a gray area, and they could think that contributes to your lack of loyalty and, like, wanting to, like, have this togetherness, you know, hands around what's that thing with all the hands holding each other, the little stick figures, red and white. I mean, the stick figures with the primary colors, blue, yellow, and red. And it's like, you think this is some, like, kumbaya. I'm laughing, but, like, it's not funny. It's just like, no, like, but yeah. So let's get some advice. I don't even know where I'm at on time, but. Hold on, do I do have some water. So yeah, drinking water and eating fresh vegetables. Once again, because, like, you're like, damn, I really gotta clean my system out or something, because, like, you could be purging right now, like, you could, like, your body literally, like, physically purging, like, you could be like, going number 2 more. Like, going number 1, like, using the bathroom a lot more. like just trying to like really know yourself. It's like you don't. It's like you've been acting, for lack of a better word, on impulse and through your instincts, but now they want to see like, do you really understand like the actions you're taking and what they mean in the bigger picture? And the honest truth is you don't all the way. Like it's been working for you, and now that you've been presented with this like excursion or whatever, it's like, well, now you're like, you feel like you gotta be in a rush to do something that you could pace yourself with. You're trying to pace yourself. We got root chakra. I stand firm, balanced, and steady. So 7, you could be a life 7, or 7 could be like a significant number. 7 is a divine number of truth and wisdom, and like they know you have this in you. They just want to know like where you get it from, and like they just want to see like it play out in their eyes now that you know. And it says mountain, so like you could kind of make molehills into mountains. Like you could turn a bad situation into a really positive, good situation, and they see how you can transform like shit ass situations into prosperous situations. And like I said, they admire this, they're impressed by this, but they want you to actually recognize within yourself, like, do you really see like what you're doing? And the answer really, and the clear-cut answer is no, you don't, because that's what your whole journey has been about. And it's like you just kind of like took that first step forward into your new life, and you're like, oh shit, like we've been watching you. It's like, dang, I didn't know people was already waiting for me on the other side of the train tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know that this was waiting for you. But yeah, I mean, in my previous readings, I was getting 8 of Wands in the Tower, like every day, like the Tower, 8 of Wands, the Moon. So it's like something was coming in fast, and I felt like the collective was apprehensive, and the collective, we've been grieving, purging, going through so many transitions, and it's almost like they're trying to catch you now while you're still in this like new energy before you get too like into what your power is or whatever, because they want to be a part of your purpose. But you're like, is that even my purpose for you to be a part of my purpose? Like, both the sides are just very like analytical, philosophical, introspective, and it's beautiful. You see their side of things, like for what it is, but it's like, once again, you're the one who's standing alone, So that's what it's given. So let me just meditate on that for a second. Try to wrap this up or whatever and see. What's next? Like, you're like, what's next? Like, because they see that you can't just go through life in like this complacent energy. Sacral chakra again. So yeah, like, and your sacral chakra has been blocked, and now it's just starting to open up. So yeah, they want to see like how you express your truth creatively, since that's what you've been like harping on. And yeah, I'm getting that word harp. Like, they think you're like playing the harp, like they think you've been like singing the same old song. But like I said, that's just how they're phrasing it. Like they're kind of tired of the bullshit. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's like they're just excited, and you didn't know that you had people cheering for you, clapping for you. But this is what Spirit's been trying to tell us, collective. Like, we have people that we don't even know cheering us on, wanting us to do good, and now we're coming into contact with them like in the 3D, and it's kind of like spooking us a bit. But it's like, it's a happy spook, but it's also a scared as fuck spook. And you're like, well, shit, like, I'm finally getting what the fuck I asked for. And it's like that energy where you get what you asked for, and like what are you gonna do about it? And it's like you really are in too deep now. Like you open that can of worms, regardless of what happened to you in your life. Like you took accountability in the way that you saw fit, and now like a can of worms has been opened, and now you have to face the music. So yeah, face the music. So music could be significant. You could be trying to find like answers in music, but they want you to kind of like make your own answers like from nothing. But it's like you've been getting your answers from music. But yeah, they're trying to like try your gifts. Like they're trying to see how far your gifts go, so to speak. Like what's a good way to say it? Like they're trying to see, like, you know, it's like the Hunger Games or something, that and you're training, like a spiritual training. Like this is what you've been wanting. You've been wanting to grow spiritually, but it's like when you're learning from someone, it's like you kind of have to go with what they say and what they offer, because you're learning from them. And then after that, then you can decide like how you're going to proceed. And at this point, you are the one in like the position where you're just coming into something that's already been established spiritually, physically, whatever. And you didn't realize whatever power you hold, it may entail you going deeper in your shadow. But then again, they don't want it to quickly overtake your light. They want to see how you harness your light too in relation to your shadow, to not be scared of your shadow, because in a way they're hesitant about the light, just as though you're hesitant about the shadow. So like it really is a Six of Pentacles give and take. You just have to trust the process. You know, once again, this is on both ends of the stick, you know. So it's not even, you know, and you're both thinking, both sides are probably pondering like, okay, well, whose end of the stick is shorter? You know, and it's a lot of like paranoia, hesitancy, and because both of sides stand firm on their beliefs and their truths, and like this is, you know, it's time to tango. I'm hearing tango, and I think there's an app called Tango, so that could be significant. Or like going those live, basically any social media app where you can go live, which is like everyone at this point. So maybe like start going live on social media. So maybe you've just been posting like pre-recorded stuff, but that's also what I just got. Like start going live, even if you think no one's watching you. And you know, there's lives, you know, sometimes like the lives will stay on for a certain amount of time. I don't know, because I'm not familiar with going live myself, and so, you know, I'm not too familiar. But yeah, Spirit is saying to like go live, like basically like put yourself more out there. Don't afraid to be seen by the world. Like this is what you've been asking for. So now Spirit is like, what you gonna show for it? Like, what do you have to show for it? Show me what you got. Yeah. Show me what you got. And I just say, yup. So what is that? Gambling could be significant. What's that when they hold up the signs with the prices? I can't think of the word. Like, come on. Auctioning. There you go. It's like a spiritual auctioning. I mean, yeah. Like, and it's like, you know, people are like, oh, 5K, 10K, 20K. 150K on it, you know, because like, and you have, like I said, you have potential investors. Even you don't know how deep this goes, like I said, so don't get too ahead of yourself. Still plan ahead. Don't get too ahead of yourself, because you know, once you think that far, you know, like try to stay in the present, mindfulness. So still stay in the present while reflecting on the recent past, and then just trek forward. Star Trek and Star Wars could be significant. Avengers could be significant. And yep. So then this could be the answer to why like your blockages have been blockaging in. Why your blockages have been blockaging. Why life has been lifing. So you want to know why the math ain't mathing. This is like part of the reason, and like you're coming into that knowledge So they're just saying accept the process. Forget what they're thinking. Not forget, but like at this point, they're the ones at this point in power who hold the cards. Okay? So you have to just trust the process, collective. And, you know, stand on what you've been standing on. And that's it. Like, you can't, of course, there's consequences to every situation. You could think the worst, you could think the best, but either way, the consequences are gonna play out according to what you do. Like, and you know, and that just goes with anything in life. And you've been taking those punches, or you've been rolling with them. And then when you've had your peaceful moments, you've relished in the peaceful moments, and when you've had those tumultuous moments, you've been resting, you've been, you know, taking that as it may as well. And so, you know, I'm just gonna wrap it up by getting a few more like message cards and whatever else. Yeah, bottom of the deck, future. So this is affecting your future. Sacral chakra, like I say, your sacral chakra has been blocked for long enough to the point where like it's gonna come out either way. Because see, we got throat chakra in reverse, maybe in reverse, and deity communication. So they could want to know like the deities you're working with, or what deities you have worked with, and how they've contributed to your success or non-success. And they just want to know, like, now it's time for you to finally, collective. My eyes is welling up. Tell your story, but it's like you're being coaxed and forced, but it's like you have the opportunity. It's like, okay, tell it now, man. This is what you've been wanting. Tell it. Water sign. So the main person, like you've been discussing, could be a water sign. Maybe in reverse. So yeah, it's a water sign wanting you to express your truth. Like either way, they're watching you 24/7. Page of Swords in reverse. So whenever you friends in reverse, you could be thinking they're like stalkers and stuff, but you know, they want to be your family, your new family. And it's like, they're like, well, how do you even know what family feels like if you feel like you never had one? And you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are having this conversation. Y'all could be mirroring each other. Mirroring equal, I'm hearing equal and opposite. So any last message? Yeah, that's the truth. With no effort, they're putting in effort as well. This is what you've been dealing with in the past, and people not making effort. It's like you're surprised to actually see some, like another party of potential givers of what you've been asking for, put in effort, and of course, yeah, that is foreign to you. So like foreign currency, I'm hearing, like they could want to travel with you, or maybe you've been like wanting to travel, but you know, and you didn't mind traveling alone, but now like you could potentially have like someone or people to travel with surrender in reverse. They feel like you're not surrendering, that you're being stubborn, and you can feel the same way. But once again, I feel like you're like in the more like compromising / submissive position. Compromising position, 1 to 4. So Spirit, just to wrap up the reading, clarify 1 to 4. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of, once again, 9 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Pentacles. So 10, 9. Clarify this with the tarot. This isn't their wish fulfillment either. They're kind of like, you came on our radar. You think it's the other way around. Like, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, 8 of Cups. They've been wanting to put that to rest, but it's like now it's like, okay, well now the moon. Now neither of y'all can walk away, and now it's the moon, and it's like they're like, you think it's just you that's feeling this way? No, both even as a group or whatever, each individual in the group could be independent, successful, stable, prosperous, and they're like, well, shit, I ain't trying to get my set fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you finally met your match, Queen of Swords, Spirit is saying. So clarify this 1 to 4, please, Spirit, to close out the reading. Please and thank you. They could really be like, yeah, your politeness throws them off. The Star, okay, what? 1 to 4, I mean, that could be anything. I'm hearing 1 to 4 weeks, 1 to 4 months. I'm not hearing years for this one. So 1 to 4 weeks and 1 to 4 months. So by February, 2 plus. So yeah, by summer, okay, let's say months. So by summertime, there should be some type of significant something with the Queen of Pentacles. You know, maybe that's what you're hoping for, that you're still in this Queen of Pentacles by summer. Yeah, Ace of Swords in reverse. You're like, I hope I'm there. Like, I hope I'm still with the Lovers. Yeah, it's like a choice has to be made by summertime. Yeah, summertime is significant. Because that's kind of like when people step out. You know, winter is like a hibernation period. It's an incubation period. And so in springtime, that's when you know, really clear out, you know, spring cleaning, clear out the old, and welcome in the new. And then summer, that's when you burst out, when you step out with that new energy. So yeah, the Emperor in reverse. Oh wait, what am I doing? Because this card, let me see. Yeah, the Emperor in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, you could be thinking like these are some narcissists that are trying to like mess up your whole everything with 9 of Swords. And you're the empath again. So yeah, you're just still going through some trauma responses from the past. And you think it's the same situation, narcissist, fucking all your shit up, leaving you out in the cold. And you know, you have every right to feel this way, but it's like you have no choice but to move forward at this point. Spirit is saying, once again, 2 of Wands. All you can do is just hold the vision and live your life. Like that's, yeah, Strength card, Leo energy. So trust in what you already have known and have gone by, and you know, just know that, you know, your moves are being watched. And yeah, I mean, by the summertime, like, it is what it is. It's not even like trying to say exactly what it's going to be. Like, that's the whole point too. Like, you're not supposed to know how everything's going to play out. And you know, like I said, you could have just seen the bigger picture in your past so easily. And it's like, well, now you're actually stepping into something that you never stepped into. So now you have the chance to not know and to be intrigued. So like, really try to think as positive as you can, but also be aware of, like I said, the caution. It's like a precautionary tale. They're trying to also give you tips on how to move like smarter, not harder. Or like just move like, and like keep yourself safe and keep your boundaries intact, and keep yourself from being in a compromising position. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know, even though a lot of it's not your fault, it's like, why did you keep ending up being in these compromising positions? Like, there's something you need to know about yourself so you can alleviate whatever it is. Because if you were to, you know, be entered into this community, like, you don't want to be like the weakest link. You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link, with Justice in reverse. So yeah, Spirit, once again, the Hermit. So like, you could be still in hermit mode, but just like going outside more, literally. Like, The devil. So yeah, like you're now attached. So congratulations. Oh gosh, five of swords in reverse though. It's not as bad as you think. So now you got what you wanted. You know, you got your flowers. Now prove yourself. Work your magic. Show us what you got. Page of Pentacles. That they know you're still in this learning mentorship energy. And yeah, like it's not. Yeah, the Magician in reverse. I mean, you know, that really could be like how the energy is showing itself, but you know it's more intricate than that. With Two of Swords in reverse, you're not confused about what that means. You're not taking the cards at face value, you know. So it's like learning to trust, learning how to trust you. And like I said, if you bump your head, you bump your head. Eight of Wands in reverse, and then you stop and you start again. It's like they're not gonna give you all the answers. Like they're not gonna give you a play-by-play. Like they're not gonna give you the roadmap. You have to make your own roadmap to your ultimate King of Pentacles, or to the ultimate King of Pentacles. You know, like once again, they want you to think that they really want you to think the bigger picture. Like it's bigger than you. Like it's not just you have to worry about anymore. And that's what you wanted this whole time, was to have people to care about. With Nine of Wands in reverse, not have to put your guard up and just protect you and your own at all costs. Once again, we have the Tower. Like I said, this comes out like almost every day. It's not every day. So every day is like a little Tower moment, because you're being Seven of Swords. Don't try to escape, because you can't run. Don't run from it. Yeah, don't run from it. Any last messages, Spirit? Ooh. Yep, Ace of Wands. So this is, you finally got the Ace of Wands upright. So it's go time. So I'm hearing it's go time. So yep, that's what it is. Collective, you know. And take some time and let it sit and resonate, and when whatever comes to your mind, try to write it down, try to document it, because that's the thing about document, like you know what, who and what is watching, but it's like still do it for you. Like you have to, like, so you can go back and see, like, okay, like you probably just keep everything in your head, or like hold everything in because you're like too afraid to write it down, too afraid to do this, to like because you want to keep everything close to your chest. But it's time to finally let that throat chakra and that heart chakra do its thing that you've been really wanting and praying for it to do. And so trust the universe, trust the process, pray, keep a positive mindset, and uphold your values. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, I hope this reading helped everyone who's tuning in. And this is Bree with Reads and Rituals. And don't forget to cleanse, okay? Bye.